is Lynn Shue, and I'm one of the 5 county commissioners here for Cabarrus County. And we're here tonight at midweek on the midway of the 2015 Cabarrus County Fair.
Yes, sir.
Now I have with me here my good old-time friend, Robbie Furr. He's the director of the Cooperative Extension here in Cabarrus County. And we're going to have a little casual conversation tonight and talk a little bit about some of the things that's on his mind. So, Robbie, good to have you with us.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Lynn.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good
Couldn't ask for a better day.
So let me ask you, Robbie, what about the Cooperative Extension? Tell me a little bit about Cooperative Extension, and all the viewers of Cabarrus County that watch this will know what Cooperative Extension is all about. What do you do?
All right, well, we are the education component of the land-grant university here in North Carolina, and that is your North Carolina State University and your North Carolina A&T State University here. So we just bring education from those universities out here into the community. We focus in 3 major areas. We got food, we got agriculture, and we got youth development. So we do education in those 3 major areas out in the community, lots of hands-on fun programming.
Well, that's good, Robbie. What about, you hear so much talk these days about agribusiness, and you also hear about the environmental science, conservation, and I understand you got a couple of school days going on out here only during Fair Week.
Yep, we sure do.
Can you elaborate a little bit about what goes on and who can participate, where they show up, and all of those type things about these 2 different things?
Well, Lynn, we're actually in the middle of that going on right now this week, though. 3 days that we have here at the Cabarrus County Fairgrounds, we invite every 6th grade student in all of the Cabarrus County school systems, and then neighboring schools for public and private and church-sponsored day camp programs that come out here. And we let those young people rotate around and experience hands-on educational activities for animals, so they get to see and learn about cows and chickens and donkeys and those kinds of things. And then we do programs with foods and nutrition and talk about sugar aspects in our foods and how we can probably eat a little more healthier than we typically do.
Oh, absolutely.
And we do programs on horticulture. They get to plant a pansy while they're here, and some great conservation things. Talk about what's in your water, what's in your air that you breathe. Just some really neat programs that we bring out here. We have around 3,000 kids that come through here over the 3 days.
Is that right? Well, Robbie, is this something that's done every day while the fair's going on, or is it one specific day of the week?
It's 3 days during the week of the fair, but it's during the morning hours, so it's not while the fair's in operation. So those students arrive out here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9:30 until 12:30.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, and I'm sure all the children that get to watch that, come out here and enjoy themselves. But what about, we talk about animals. You mentioned animals in your talk there. Why does fairs, Cabarrus County Fair, we're speaking of, why do they have animals? Why do we have animals?
It's actually one of the requirements. In order to be considered entitled an agricultural fair, there are some specific requirements you must meet. And housing and having farm animals on the site of the fair is one of those requirements. So you need to have dairy cattle and beef cattle, and you have to have at least 1 hog on site. You have to have goats. You have to have poultry. There are certain things you must have in a fair to be considered an agricultural fair.
Well, does the racing pigs count for that?
It would be nice if they did, but those are, I believe, the highlight of the week here at the fair.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But when it comes to the entries, the people that enter their livestock and that kind of thing, I'm sure there's a process for doing that, but when they enter these, are they prizes to be won other than ribbons? Can they get cash prizes?
There sure are. There's a fair book that they put out every single year. It's also available online. It comes out around late May, early June. And just in the livestock division of the fairgrounds, so that's your beef cows and your dairy and your horses and your chickens and your poultry, over $59,000 in premiums from the fair are available that can be won and earned by individuals who enter those animals. Last night we had the beef show out here, and so someone who's showing their cattle can win, just the first place honors is $100. And then if they win best of show, that's $150 on top of that. So folks who enter have the opportunity to do pretty well in earning some fair premiums.
Well, it sort of make you want to go get a cow or something. But one of the things that I've noticed, Robbie, at this year's Cabarrus County Fair is that we don't have any birds, we don't have any chickens. Can you talk a little bit about what the reason is for that?
You're not the first one to say that, and we do. I think the fair office has done a great job of putting up some educational opportunities for folks to find out what's happening with the birds here. But if you've not heard about it, the avian influenza,
I have.
It's we're concerned about it. It's more of an issue right now in the Midwest and upper Midwest part of the United States. It's a flu for birds and mainly carried in waterfowl. And the problem is that it just like humans who get the flu, birds can get the flu too. And there's a path of it out right now that's pretty deadly to birds. And so, and it's carried through waterfowl, and if it gets into your chicken flocks and your turkey flocks, it can knock them all out.
I seen a story here just recently on that, and they were talking about through the Soil and Water Conservation District, they were talking about that. One of our members had gone to a seminar, and he was talking about what would happen in the event of a breakout in Cabarrus County, who was in charge, and what the protocol would be and all that. But it is a pretty serious threat there. But now, as far as human beings, you know, like Grandpa used to say, is it catching?
The strain or the path of the avian influenza that's here in the United States,
right.
There are no known instances of any issues with humans at all. Now, the only forms of avian influenza that have been affecting humans are the ones out in the Far East and the Middle East. So here in America, the strain that's been found so far in the upper Midwest, no issues for us at all.
Well, one last question on the birds there, Robbie, and that is, I guess it's a quarantine. I don't really know what it is, but you can't have them. But when will that be lifted? Is it going to be a permanent thing, or is it going to be lifted sometime in the near future?
It is. So the Commissioner of Agriculture, he put that ban out for all of our shows and for auctions with birds that started on June the 15th, and it goes through January the 15th. So right now, that's the projected end date of that ban, or the forbidding of sales and shows. That could change. We're just waiting to see. You know, the migration. We're just now starting to have birds migrate down from the north, and so the last migratory path will happen around January. The last known case of a detection of avian influenza in all of the United States was over 3 months ago. So it's been a while since anything has even been detected. So we're hoping if it continues in that path, then that ban will be lifted in January.
Well, that'll be a good thing, because, you know, a lot of people don't realize it, but poultry is a big business in Cabarrus County.
It's huge.
And it would have a major impact on the growers.
Yes.
And, you know, we talk about having exhibits for birds and fowl or that type thing. That's one thing. But the economic impact that it would have on Cabarrus County, if we was to have an outbreak, it would be huge, there's no doubt. But I'm glad that we haven't had any cases thus far, and hopefully we won't. And January 15th comes, we'll be back to business as usual.
And the best way we can help that is just being prepared, and that's what we're doing right now.
That's right,
We're
and that's
being
one
prepared.
of the good things Cabarrus County is good about, is being prepared.
Exactly.
You know? Well, one final thing I wanted to ask you, Robbie, before we get going from here, and that is going back to the Cooperative Extension again. What does a person have to do? How can people get involved in Cooperative Extension?
Well, Lynn, you know, we've got so many ways folks can get involved. We have programs and classes that we're offering all the time. You know, Pam Uden, who is our Family and Consumer Science agent, she has just now put out information on she's doing winter food preservation and food safety courses. So if you want to learn how to can some jellies or make some preserves and give those out for holiday gifts, she's got classes lined up in September and October just for things like that. And we've got other programs going on with our youth all the time. So through our website, Cabarrus County Cooperative Extension, you can sign up and learn about those programs. But another way to get really involved with us is by volunteering. We talk about the agribusiness days. We use 150 volunteers every single day to make that happen for those 3,000 young people. And without the volunteers that help us out to do the work, we wouldn't be able to be here. And I think, you know, just by volunteering, you learn so much.
Well, you know, it makes me want to learn how to do things, because as you get older, you want to can and things. I've seen a lot of canning going on in the event center in there, and it really makes you want to get in that mood. Well, Robbie, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate you taking your time out and coming and being with us. And also for the viewing audience, if you want to learn more or give us a topic or an idea to discuss, you're welcome to do that. Send an email to channel22@cabarruscounty.us.